What is up, you guys? Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, come on in. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. I see y'all. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. Shout out to the Facebook, straightfromtheegg.com. I see y'all in here. Shout out to the Periscope. I see y'all in here. And especially shout out to my YouTube, iamATLien and Michelle iamATLien. I see you guys. Come on in. If you want to join like the live chat, if y'all want to join the live chat, you would be over here on the YouTube, okay? Hey, John. What's up, D? I see NMO was the first in here, Saray. I see y'all. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Where is Phaedra? I don't know where Phaedra is. We're not talking about Phaedra today, honey. But I don't know, where is Phaedra? She is missing. Hi, Felicia. What's up, squad? Y'all can put y'all aliens up if you come in. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Come on in. We got a lot to chit-chat about. We got some blog topics to talk about. Woo! Child, Jussie just won't quit, will he? Jussie Smollett will not quit. We told him to run. We told him to go away. We told him to go away from me with this, like Phaedra said. But clearly, Jussie was not listening. Jussie said, honey, he is not, he needs some cash for his pain. Y'all need to pay Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett. Y'all need to pay Jussie for his pain, honey. Too many people been talking about Jussie. Dave Chappelle got Jussie in the comedy special on Netflix. Y'all calling him Juicy walking down the street. He is really in his feelings. If you haven't already heard, Jussie Smollett is now suing the city of Chicago for malicious prosecution. Let me turn this damn drone off so we can get into this. We're going to get into this, honey. We're going to get into Jussie is suing for malicious prosecution. He filed a countersuit. You know, Chicago is suing him. And he filed a countersuit and said, look, you know, y'all going to pay me because I am hurt. He said he is taking offense now. He, like, his attorneys have are coming at him and said, let me see, hold on. Smollett's lawyer filed their 2-count counterclaim late Tuesday evening yesterday. They delivered it in a 49-page response to a lawsuit first filed by the city, which seeks to recover $130,106 for the investigation. Y'all know the city was looking to recoup their money after Jussie allegedly, apparently lied about, you know, being attacked by 2 white men in MAGA hats, and it turned out to be 2 Nigerian friends that was on Empire with him. But again, I digress. The actor leveled up his accusations against the city, the Chicago Police Department, Detectives Michael Theus and Edward Wadnicki, Superintendent Eddie Johnson, and bodybuilding brothers Ambabola and Alabindo Asundero. Am I saying that right? I hope I'm saying that right. I'm reading from the Chicago Sun-Times. It said his moves raises the stakes in a case that already threatens to lead an all-out court battle. The actor continues to insist on his innocence while the city accuses Smollett of a hoax, even though criminal charges against him were dropped. Whew, child. The city says it stands by its original complaint and will continue to pursue its litigation. The judge in the case has already ruled in their favor once, and we fully expect to be successful in defeating these counterclaims, says a law department spokesperson. Smollett did not name the Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox in his lawsuit or any member of her staff as a defendant, despite it being a malicious prosecution claims. The lawyers say statements by the Asundero brothers, who said they helped orchestrate the crime, the fake attack on the actors, were self-serving, designed to avoid criminal charges. But he said they was white. Anyway, I digress. Police still use the claims to pursue Smollett's prosecution. It's a 16, remember Smollet had a 16 count indictment against him, but he is saying now that the indictment caused him harm, humiliation, mental anguish, and extreme emotional distress. They added he voluntarily provided his DNA sample and his fingerprints to FBI agents. They also said his passport was confiscated and still has not been returned to him to this day. Nevertheless, they said the case against Smollett ended last March in Mr. Smollett's favor and in a manner which indicates his innocence because all 16 counts of the criminal indictments were dismissed 2.5 weeks after the indictment were filed. Additionally, they said the city should not be allowed to recover costs from him because it accepted $10,000 from the actor, quote, as payment in full in connection with the dismissal of the charges against him. So Jussie Smollett is saying since he gave y'all $10,000, y'all don't need to be seeking $100,000. He gave y'all 10. That should be enough. Haven't y'all caused him enough pain and embarrassment? Y'all going around letting comedians call him juicy and stuff. Anyway, I digress. He said, who else? What else they say in this investigation? It said this week she announced her baby. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares about all that? Okay, so look, Justin needs to just go away. Why is he reliving these lies? Why is he bringing this back up? Do we really believe anything that Jussie had to say? Press 1 if you team Jussie. Press 2 if you team truth. I don't even know. Like Jussie needs to just go away from us with this. Who is this calling me on the phone? Don't y'all know I am live telephone caller. Let me put my phone on do not disturb. Hold on. I cannot believe y'all don't see me live on the Facebook. Y'all don't see me live. Anyway, got a lot of tools. He's looking for attention. Oh, somebody believes Jussie. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to hear from you. Somebody believes him. I don't believe him. I think he got off by the skin of his chinny chin. I think that he should just quietly just accept his fate. Sure, he should fight the 100 and however much $1,000 lawsuit. Sure, you should fight it, but don't come to us and act like we don't know you was lying. We knew you was lying. Maybe, they leaked the information a little too quickly, too swiftly. They allowed you to make a fool of yourself on Good Morning America. They allowed you to talk about it. They allowed you to call yourself the gay Tupac. They let you do all of that and you humiliated yourself. Nobody had a hand in doing that. How you gonna sue somebody when you did all that? The gay Tupac. Who is the gay Tupac? Child. Anyway, let me continue. The gay Tupac. I still can't get over that. The gay Tupac. Anyway, now in more news today that's very, very outrageous. Have y'all heard? Did y'all hear about the Hollywood executives who wanted to make Julia Roberts Harriet Tubman? Did y'all read about this on straightfromtheA.com today? How the hell would Julia Roberts ever be Harriet Tubman? What? How? What? The film was like 10 years in development. Viola Davis was originally scheduled to produce and star in the film, and I guess whatever happened. She, got, walked away from the project, or maybe she was too busy. I don't know why she's not involved anymore. But, when executives got together to discuss it, apparently Julia Roberts was first on the list. Oh my goodness. Anyway, in a recent Q&A, the screenwriter, who was Gregory Allen Howard, opened up about the journey to get Harriet on screen. At the time, he said Hollywood was not the same. Actually, he said it was 26 years. It was a 26-year journey to get the Harriet biopic to the screen. He said he wanted to turn Harriet's life, which I studied in college, into an action adventure movie. The climate in Hollywood, however, was very, very different back then. I was told how one studio head said in a meeting, "This script is fantastic. Let's get Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman." Now, we don't know in what context it was, but clearly somebody was out of the loop on who Harriet Tubman is and was. But I digress again. Howard said that someone suggested Roberts could not play the role. However, the executive responded, "It was so long ago, no one is going to know the difference." Actually, he pretty much slapped the face of all y'all millennials, pretty much saying, y'all don't know nobody. Y'all don't know your black history. Julia Roberts can play this black lady, and y'all won't know the difference. The kids are too young. They don't teach black history in school. Who is going to protest? Who is going to know? Who is going to pay attention? Just like... what? I want to know who this was. I want them to come out of wherever they are in hiding right now. I want the person who actually was trying to choose Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman to come out. We need to see his face. We need to throw tomatoes at him or something. I just don't even understand. Like, they really not giving us black people enough credit. We won't know the difference. What they got to put Harriet Tubman, put Julia in some blackface, we won't know the difference. Part her hair down the middle, we won't know. And TMZ is real shady for this picture right here. This picture came from TMZ. They got Julia with the part in the middle, and like, child, I don't even know. TMZ is so shady, but I don't even know what to say about this. You said just another distraction. Most likely, we are often distracted. Moving on. Y'all know Monique is still battling Netflix. You know, hello, my loves. Please join me. Please join me in boycotting Netflix that I know y'all watch every day, because y'all only pay $9.99 and y'all get all the movies and all the shows. Please join me in boycotting them, because they wouldn't pay me but $500,000, but I needed $1 million. Please join me. Monique now wants y'all, well, now y'all being a jury of her peers, I guess, to join her in this Netflix fight, because, you know, she filed her lawsuit. She putting her money where her mouth is. She got apparently some attorneys who believe in her. She's filed this, this lawsuit for gender discrimination against Netflix, and then she's saying that, it's because they offered, all of these white people this much, and they offered Dave Chappelle and all of these black men this much, but they haven't offered a black woman like me, any money. So apparently, they are discriminatory. That's her fight. First, she says she's fighting for everyone. Now, it seems like she's just fighting for herself, because the people who are on Netflix, i.e. Tiffany Haddish, all of the women who have, produced movies for Netflix, there are a lot of black women making money on Netflix. Apparently, Monique feels like she needs to be a part of that clique, and she is not. So she is trying to force her hand. Now, don't get me wrong. There are discriminatory practices. There are black women who are discriminated against every day. Black actresses do not get, what they deserve in Hollywood. Hell, even Jada Pinkett kind of, sort of co-signed with Monique a little bit. Wanda Sykes kind of, sort of co-signed with Monique a little bit. But then at the end of the day, it's a little bit odd that you can go to another streaming giant and get money. Like, here's the thing. Netflix I guess they're publicly traded or whatever, but Netflix can do what they want with their money. They don't have to hire you. So why didn't you go to Hulu and try to get you a deal? Why didn't you go somewhere else and try to get you a deal? Well, perhaps you're not worthy of the money that you suggest you are. I don't know. What do y'all think? Mo Legacy is going to be fighting Hollywood. I guess She has burned every bridges. Tyler Perry reached out to her. Remember when Tyler Perry reached out to her when she was battling with Lee Daniels and Oprah, and she recorded the conversation and put it on blast? It's like, now nobody wants to call you, nobody wants to help you, nobody wants to even touch Monique because they scared that she gonna pull them down too. Like, it's like crabs in a barrel. Like, I'm trying to help you on the low, I got my own stuff going on, I'm gonna call you, let's get this, let's see what I can do for you. And then you stabbed them in the back too. Then it was Will Packer. Remember, Will Packer put her in his Christmas film, and he claims that she was like so difficult to work with and all of that, and he did that after the whole blackball situation. So there's a history there. There's a history there that perhaps you keep doing the same things and getting the same results. Maybe you need to start changing things, because that's the definition of insanity. Keep doing the same thing over and over again and keep getting the same results. Then perhaps you need to fire your whole team, whatever team that is. If it's Team Daddy, if it's your husband or whatever, maybe you need a better team. I don't know. You said I can't help but feel bad for her, Sexy Sky Doll. I know I had so much faith in Monique. I feel like she's a talented individual, but now she's not known for her talent. She's not known for being funny anymore. She's known for whining and crying online. She says she's a martyr, or she's trying to be a martyr, but it doesn't seem like she's fighting for everyone. She's fighting for herself. Now, speaking of Monique, Flame Monroe. Flame Monroe. I don't know if y'all have heard of Flame Monroe. He is a transgender slash drag slash LGBTQ personality comedian. He was featured on Tiffany Haddish's We Ready. He is really making waves online. He's been doing a couple of interviews lately. He did an interview recently where he revealed that Monique kind of stabbed him in the back, took food out of his mouth. He was supposed to be on a radio show with her, and apparently she didn't want to hire him because she didn't like his lifestyle. That is why, she told the powers that be, and the powers that be told Flame Monroe that, Monique didn't want to work with him because of that. Well, here we are years later. Flame Monroe came out, told his story, and he threw a little shots at Zenni, aka Daddy, aka the source of all Monique's problems, they say. I don't know. But, in throwing that shade, he outed him because he was like, who is Daddy calling Daddy? And it's like, oh, who is Daddy calling Daddy? Who is Daddy calling Daddy? Later on, though, he kind of backpedaled a little bit. He said that, Zenni was, just got hit with a few stray bullets that were meant for Monique. But, still, it's like, he said he made a comment and said that Monique married the lifestyle. She didn't approve of his lifestyle, but she ended up marrying the lifestyle because now she in a quote-unquote open relationship. Whew. Flame is doing it. Ever since I saw We Ready a couple of months ago, I was like, oh my God, that is the funniest comedian on Netflix right now. One of them. Anyway, speaking of Flame Monroe been making waves. He been triggering people. He been triggering the LGBTQ plus IAX plus community by speaking his, her, we, he, she, we truth. He went on the Breakfast Club. So he doesn't care about pronouns. He doesn't, well, I say she because she was dressed as a female. And he said that most transgender people, well, all transgender people are men. They are men. We know that. We've talked about this on this channel before. But he said, at the end of the day, like, they're female impersonators. Everyone is a female impersonator. They grew up watching their cousins, aunties, aunts, mothers, all of that be women. And, he's not going to take away from real women because no one can take the place of real women. If they did, no one would be here. Everybody on this planet came from a woman at some point. black women in particular, especially on these YouTube streets, have been like listen to that Breakfast Club interview and are particularly pleased at what Flame had to say, because like we've been saying that for what years? We've been saying that for a while now. Hell, I've been saying it. I've been beat up by saying it. I got a video on my channel right now. Don't be calling me sis. Don't be changing my title, adding something to me as a woman just to make you feel better. Like, don't do that. Like, I am a woman. I am what I am, period. So Flame also made a couple of points that got YouTubers crying and screaming and fighting and turning off their comment section because people agree with Flame. Flame said at the end of the day, there are only two sexual organs, a dick and a vagina. That's it. You ain't got nothing to choose from. And when Charlamagne said, well, there's a butthole, he was like, well, everybody got one of them. You can get that from male or female. You can get that from a dog or a cat. You can get that from anywhere. But there's a penis and a vagina. And he don't know not nan woman with a penis. Not nan. So all these women out here walking around with penises. Where they at? I don't know none either. He also made a point to say that, transgenders in sports, as particularly transgendered women men who have transitioned to women, should not compete against natural women in sports. And he said that gives those men a free license to beat a woman's ass, pretty much. And at the end of the day, they're always going to win because they're bigger, stronger, all of that. Physically, that is what is in their DNA. You cannot change DNA. You cannot change biology. He also spoke about the Monique interview. He said it wasn't nothing but a bunch of confusion. If y'all recall, I talked about the Monique interview, and I talked about how one of the people on there were discussing women and said there's no such thing as a natural woman. And I was like, so basically y'all just saying we just don't exist. Like, what the hell? So needless to say, women in particular are, applauding Flame Monroe for at least standing up on our behalf. Now, the LGBTQ, iamATLien community, on the other hand, they want to fight him. They want to erase him from this earth. I've seen videos that said Flame Monroe must go. Where must he go? Where must she go? Where was we go? Like, at the end of the day, y'all keep talking about transgender women being killed, but then y'all are advocating for violence against this person who was speaking their truth. Like, where y'all do that at? For a community that claims to, be fighting for inclusion. It's like now all of a sudden one of your own, you want to say he's not in our group. We don't include him. He's not what he says he is. He's not a real trans. He said he was trans. How you gonna say he's not a trans? How you gonna tell him what he is? The same thing that y'all LGBTQ whatever do, come on my platform saying, you can't call that man, you can't call that trans woman a man. You can't call Mr. Man Hands a man. You can't, fighting over pronouns. The same thing that y'all do, y'all are doing to him. Basically telling him he's not what he is. Basically labeling him something that he doesn't identify as. The hypocrisy is astounding. And you got these people on here crying, literally crying on video, talking about what Flame Monroe said, spoke of his truth, what he said about women, about there being nothing better than a woman, about their, women being able to reproduce, about, vagina, all the things that he said. Somebody came on that video and said that Flame would cause the death and destruction of trans women by saying that. And it's like, how so? Where about? But, I talked about this on my Patreon the other day, and I really just I just don't understand. And look, I got into my whole diatribe when I put my Flame Monroe picture up, child. I got into my whole diatribe. You said the homophobia in this chat, and therein lies the problem. Nobody can disagree with anybody in the LGBT community without being called a homophobe, without being called transphobe, without being called phobic. I've done videos about that. What is a phobia? A phobia means fear of. Ain't nobody scared of y'all. Yeah, I might be scared of getting beat up by some dude in a wig, which some dude in a wig had tried to like say he was gonna fight me before. But other than that, ain't nobody scared of you. You can live your life the way you want to live your life. Whatever you do behind your closed doors, whoever you decide to lay with, whoever you decide to give your dick or vagina to, who gives a fuck? Who cares? I'm just saying, like, don't encroach your sexuality on me. I have nothing to do with it. So, somebody said, I'm more confused now. Spoke facts. The gay community is delusional, right? They get on my nerves with that narrative. Child, I just don't understand. They are more conflicted within their own community than ever, and then they want to beat up people and want us to pretend that you are what you say you are. Look, if I walk around all day long saying I'm a billionaire and I ain't got but $2 in the bank, guess what? I'm not a billionaire. I say that all the time. Like, that's what I identify as. And you better respect me as such. So when I go in my bank, they better be delusional and they better look at me and see a billionaire and give me my money out the bank that I don't have. And that's what I see when I see all these men, some of these men saying, you better call me she. You better this, that, and the third. And you look, live your life. Do what you want to do, but don't try to encroach on nobody else. Like, at the end of the day, you say you're a woman, you want to be a woman, that's how you feel inside, that is what you are, so be it. But if I see you walking down the street and I don't see a man, don't get mad. I don't see a woman, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, because I don't see what you see. And I can't be forced into that delusion to buy into, what you pretend to see in the mirror. Like, I might think I'm skinny today, but I'm fat. You know what I'm saying? But I can't walk around and force people to see me. Only thing I could do is live my truth. Only thing I could do is walk around and live like a billionaire, even though I'm not. So what somebody else says about me should not matter. And that is my overall issue with a lot of people in the LGBT. Well, no, I'm not going to say a lot of people. I'm going to say the T in the LGBTQ, because it's like they want to and I say that with all sincerity. They want to force people to see and to treat them and to do all of these things that they should be doing for themselves. Well, the way I treat you shouldn't matter. The way if I see you and I see a dude, that shouldn't matter. Just keep on walking. I'm not in your life. You don't know me. Same thing that Flame said. I don't know 100 people. Why do I care about 100 dislikes? I say that all the time on here. When I was saying the same things all over the summer, I was saying the same things. It was nothing I could do about it. I had this man hands person sending people over to attack me. What could I do about it? Like, okay, like, I don't know y'all. Who cares? But it's still my truth. It's still what I am. It's still how I feel. You're not going to change how I feel. You're not going to be all in my DMs, cursing me out, calling me transphobic, homophobic, when I know I'm not. And that's not going to change me as a person. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And I see what Flame said about that. At the end of the day, he said he changed how he was. He puts on big baggy clothes and goes to the PTA meetings or whatever, because he wants to make his children's life as normal as possible. Parenthood is often sacrifice in being a parent. And it seems like, he chose to do that. People are mad at him for choosing his kids over his lifestyle. And I don't understand that either. So basically, you want him to be gay or trans or whatever else before being a parent? Is that what you want? Is that what you prefer? So, there's just a lot of interesting things online. If y'all see some of it, let me know. A lot of people been sending me stuff. We've been kikiing about it over on Patreon. Like, dude, y'all really in y'all feelings. Y'all are really hurt over this person's truth. I don't understand it. Oh, excuse me. I'm still getting over this. But I'm here. So, I would love to hear what you guys have to say. You said, I hope Ryan Murphy sees Flame's authenticity and puts him on the next season of Pose. That would be wonderful. I mean, I just feel like Flame, his star is rising. Her star is rising. However he identifies today. He, she, we. He calls himself he, she, we. What did he say? He gets the check, she makes the money, and we cash it, or something to that effect. But, we can only, respect goes both ways. Respect goes both ways. Don't force, how you feel on me. Calling me sis, calling me fish, calling me bitch, calling me hoe, calling me all kind of things. And I can't call you a he. I can't call you a he. But I digress. Y'all gonna get me started. Please call in. Let me hear what you have to say about all of this. We talked about Jussie Smollett suing the city of Chicago. We talked about Julia Roberts being a suggested lead in the film Harriet. We talked about Monique suing Netflix. We talked about Flame Monroe outing Monique's husband. And we talked about, Flame Monroe versus the LGBTQ and his appearance on The Breakfast Club. Another thing, I saw a video, and I don't even know who it was, some insignificant person who was going in on Flame Monroe. And he said something about Flame outed somebody. That's not right. You're a member of the community. How you gonna out somebody? Y'all community out people every day. Y'all don't see the number of trans women on outing Young Buck, trans women outing Dwight Howard, trans women outing all these men, gay men outing people. Hell, Junkie Dineva posted Cordell Stewart, tried to out him. Y'all don't see the hypocrisy in what all of these people are saying. So now all of a sudden, they're pristine. They're, everything they do is they can't believe that Flame spoke their truth, but they're walking around doing worse things, calling women bitches, and they're preaching to their audience of mostly women as if they're going to change their mind, as if saying, you shouldn't believe what Flame said. You're not God's gift. You're not perfect. Women aren't, the creators of the earth. You are not. You should not believe what Flame said, women. Your reproductive parts do not matter. But you're preaching to your audience of women all this LGBTQ stuff and expecting us to buy it. No, dear. No, you need to reevaluate your audience and try again. Anyway, phone number is 718-362-6360. PIN number is 9427819. Hold on. I'm going to put it up on the screen. If I can find it. Where is the phone number? Oh, there it is. Hold on. All right, there is the phone number. 718-362-6360. PIN number 9427819. Hold on, I gotta call in. Hey, C. Patterson, thank you so much for putting the number in the chat. Let me put it on Facebook and stuff. Hold on if I can. If I could get it in here. 718-362-6360. PIN number 9427819.
Please enter your PIN number. Thank you. Joining the conference now. This free conference call is hosted by Conference Now.
Oh, it's a lot of y'all on this line. I'm scared. I'm so scared. Hey, Donette. Haven't seen you in a while. Hi, squad. 7715. Hello.
Hello, it is I am the first caller, as I told them whores who are also waiting on the line that I was going to get through first. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay, fake New York, shout out. I'm scared. What you got to say, girl?
You know what? I'm really feeling this impromptu blog chat on tonight because there is so much to talk about. I was wondering if you can make an alteration to your title because there's some real hot tea going out here on these streets, and it's Kaya's medical record.
Oh, God.
Medical record.
We are not talking about her. She is not included in this post. We're talking about Flame Monroe, Jussie Smollett, Julia Roberts, and Monique. She is not amongst this list.
I don't miss out on this hot tea, girl, because I'm telling you, medical records, and I ain't saying I got the medical records personally, but girl, this is about to bust the internet.
Look, we not doxing nobody over here. We're not doxing nobody over here. Okay.
Okay, well, we won't talk about it.
Okay.
But Flame Monroe, that's a real ass bitch. When I saw her interview on The Breakfast Club, I was like, yes, someone finally gets it. And the example that you gave tonight about, when you walk into a bank, the bank teller better be as delusional as we are when we say that we are billionaires. That's exactly what these transgendered women are doing. And, like I said, I am in full support of sexual expression and sexual freedom. I totally believe in that. But, I'm not with this whole thing of, you're going to force me to call you a woman. You have a penis. You're a man. And I just think Flame Monroe was spot on, and she is a voice that is needed in this time. And I think that more people would be accepting of the transgender community if, they had someone like Flame Monroe as a spokesperson, because she gets it.
Mm-hmm.
She
didn't say she was, and that was the point too. She didn't say she was a spokesperson. She said she was speaking about her truth, and all these trans people and gay people, they all got in their feelings. But however, they should give her praise because at least she opened the conversation up. At least these two apparently heterosexual men, I don't know who they sleep with, but she got them comfortable enough to at least have a conversation about it. That should be applauded. That should be applauded.
It certainly should. It certainly should. She a real ass bitch. And she is such an important voice, and there's such a contrast between her and someone like Mandy Manhands. I have no respect for him at all. Not only is he disgusting as a human being because of his, site or whatever, the porn site, it's just something about him is very disgusting, very just. It's just like, it makes me uncomfortable. And
well, he said he fights women. He said he fights women, which is why I got a restraining order against him that time. So my thing is, exactly. People were like upset with me about that when I was really serious. Like, I don't fight men. It is what it is. So it shouldn't have been even an argument. Like, why aren't you outraged that this whole man is trying to fight a woman? Why aren't you outraged? Whether you like me or not, that should be, that shouldn't be, allowed. A transgender person should not be fighting. A transgender woman in particularly should not be laying their hands on a woman, and vice versa. A man shouldn't be beating up a transgender man, because at the end of the day, it's still a woman.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I just hope that we can move past this delusion of, forcing people to recognize transgendered women as biological women, because they're not. And Flame Monroe, she gets it. She knows that she's a man. And T.S. Mandy Manhands, on the other hand, does not. She does not have any respect for women. And I think where the disconnect is with a lot of people is that somehow it seems like Mandy Manhands thinks that she is the voice of the transgender community, and she's not. Okay, she's not. There are so many other great examples of transgender women. Laverne Cox is someone who I think is very inspiring, not to me because I'm not a transgender person, but she is an icon in that community in some regards.
Okay.
She handles her business. She's not messy, and we love her. Are you trying to push me off the line, girl?
No, I just said okay.
Oh, girl, I need you to, do a love about Kaya's medical record.
Thank you, Fake New York. I appreciate you for calling.
Okay, I love you, girl.
All right, goodbye. Please stick to the topics. Please stick to the topics. Caller 4694. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Michelle. It's Vic. Vic Jackson.
Hi, Vic.
First time calling. But I'm always watching. Always. I just need to tune in tonight because of the topic.
Okay.
Basically, I am a gay stud.
Okay.
I'm finna be 37, but I just want people to open their eyes to the agenda that's being put out here. This lifestyle, it's not cool. It's not something people are making it seem like it's cool. The media, the TV, all that. It's not cool. Me, myself, personally, I knew I was different at a young age, and I also tried to take my own life because of it, because it wasn't accepted in the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
But it's been seen. But I feel like they're just doing too much. We can't turn on the TV without it being in the cartoons, without it being in the movies. It's just everywhere. And I am in this lifestyle, but I do not agree with everything that they're doing, because it's, in reality, if you believe in spirituality, everybody knows what it is. And I feel like them trying to force it, which they are forcing it on people, it's not right. And I'm not proud of the life that I'm not proud of it, but it is who I am.
But you shouldn't be ashamed. You shouldn't be ashamed of it either. You know what I mean? Like, I have friends who are in the LGBT community, like everybody knows. But I my thing is, I just have an issue with people who try to beat you up for, being who you are, whether it's gay, straight, whatever. Like, me as a straight person, my thing is, I've been beat up, called fish, called all kind of stuff by people in the community. So I'm like, if y'all want respect, y'all should give respect as well. That's all I'm saying. So don't ever be ashamed of your lifestyle. Like, if, because that was my point too, because my thing is, what you do, my thing is, a lot of people try to wear their sexuality. At the end of the day, we know you black, you white, we know you this, we know you that. We know that before you even open your mouth. But a lot of people try to put their sexuality above everything else. And that's where I have a problem too. Because it's like, who you have sex with is your business. We really don't have to know, honestly. Whether you a stud or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether you dressed in guy clothes or not. We don't know if you having sex with men. But that's my point. But we don't know if you having sex with men or women until you tell us. Like, we don't know. We can make assumptions all day long. And so that is my thing. Like, I just get tired of people constantly trying to wear their sexuality as a badge of honor, one way or the other.
Right. It's a lot. It's just like, I hate biting my tongue on it. It's like, damn, if people can see that it's being forced, then it'll be cool. But I feel what y'all are saying, and I think Flame Monroe, I normally bypass him, but I think that that's good that he opened his mouth and he's standing on straight women, because they're tearing us down, period. Like I said, I wear clothes, but it's just clothes because I know that I'm a woman. Right. I'm not confused about what I am. And I just wish people would open up and see that. That's all. And I thank you for taking my call.
Oh, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you. Call in more often.
I am, because I'm always tuned in to you. Always.
Well, cool.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.
Nice to meet you, Vic. Thank you.
You too.
Oh, what y'all saying? This is your personal preference. Okay. 8564, you're on the line.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
This is Monique.
Hey, Monique. I haven't heard from you in forever. Oh, my God. Hey.
I have been waiting for this topic.
I'm scared. Hey, Monique.
So I started watching Flame Monroe before the whole, the whole special on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And I've looked at a lot of stuff that Flame Monroe has talked about. She even has a YouTube channel that talks about political issues, a whole bunch of issues, but it's not Flame on the YouTube channel. It's actually I forgot what his name is.
Marcus
his,
Parker. Isn't
his
it Marcus?
Name is. Yes. He's the man on his YouTube channel, but he talks about a lot of political issues, and like he said, prior to even the Breakfast Club, when you look at him, if he is in that moment with a wig on and some makeup, and he's speaking as a woman, and you turn around and you see him as a woman, then you address him as she. But if he says something, even dressed as a woman, that sounds masculine, or that sounds like, his voice gets a little bit deep in that moment, then if you say, boy or man or whatever, he does not get offended by that. The thing is, it is an agenda with the, and it's not just with the LGBTQ community, it's just in general. It's like everybody feels like we should, and I accept you living your truth, and I accept you being whoever you are. But don't, like you said earlier, don't try to make me conform to what you want me to be. And that's the biggest thing that I just don't get it, because black women have always been friends with gay men, with transgender, and at the time it wasn't transgender. It was called cross-dressers. We knew people as being cross-dressers.
And we've always been open.
Years ago.
Yes.
And we have always been open and always been friends and always had those people that were always a friend, always, but it's like now the issue has come into play where now you trying to feel like, as you being a transgender woman, you feel like you are
up here
more than who I am as a natural born woman.
Right, because at the end of the day, black women
is actually coming in.
Black women are at the bottom of the totem pole, and these transgender women are still technically men, so they're a step up, or they consider themselves a step up above women, so they're still using their male privilege, by beating us down to accept them.
And I get what you're saying, but that's not how it was in the day. The way it used to be back in the day, it's what Monroe said. You are a woman. I got what I feel, and like you said, it don't matter how much makeup I put on, how many dresses I put on, how many wigs I put on. I am never going to know what it is to be a woman. I can look like one to the best of my ability. I can try to talk like one, walk like one, but I still don't know the inner workings of a woman, because all I saw is what a woman is from the outer perspective.
Right.
But from the inner perspective, I am never going to know that.
And it's so
that's
much more.
How, again,
it's so much more than hair and
before the
makeup.
whole transgender word came about, that's how cross-dressers have always felt. That's why we were able to be friends with the men that felt like, I feel like I'm a woman. I want to dress like a woman, but I still, have my male genitalia. It wasn't no issues. It wasn't all the fighting. It wasn't all the dissension. It's like live and let live.
Yep.
But they don't want to let us live. I gotta be a cis woman. What is a cis woman?
Right.
Like what is that?
We need some terminology added to us, to make them feel better. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't just be a woman, which is exactly what we are. We have to be, cis or whatever. It's just too much.
Exactly. It's like I'm a woman. I know what I am. I'm a helpmeet, and I came out of a rib of a man. And the only reason why I was created is because, and everybody feel how they want to feel. You believe in what you want to believe. But God felt that it wasn't good that a man be by himself. So he pulled me out of a man.
Okay.
So how do you try to negate who we are when you being a man wasn't even good enough? That wasn't even enough.
Well, I
had to make something actually that was to compensate for all of your weaknesses.
Well, there will be no humanity without women, period. So, I mean...
Exactly. Exactly. It's just crazy. So the next thing I want to talk about is the whole Harriet Tubman thing.
Okay.
I know they were saying that they wanted to make it into like an action scene, and I think the reason why is because you were saying about Viola Davis was supposed to be a part of the movie, but she kind of backed out or whatever, and nobody really knows why. When you actually look at the movie, when you look at the movie and when you kind of see some of what's going on in the movie, and it's not a true portrayal of Harriet Tubman.
Oh.
It talks a lot about the things that Harriet, did, but there's a man that's in the movie that, actually, a black man that's in the movie that actually beat down a black woman in the movie.
Oh.
And the white owner basically saved the way the movie the way it's driven to, like the white owner saved Harriet Tubman from the black man. Now the black man is a fictional character. The woman that he stomped in her face in the movie, she's a fictional character. None of these portrayals are true to what is really, what really happened back then. When you hear the black man speak, he does not speak like a man from slavery, that was enslaved during those times. He speaks like somebody that is 2019. The speech, everything. So it's quite possible that she could not play the part of Harriet and get with the movie because Viola Davis, with everything, that she stands for, that she portrays herself to be, probably would not have been able to play that part because it was not true to who Harriet was. And that's another thing. There's another agenda, even with this movie. And yes, it was directed by a black woman. But how could you have a movie that ends with the master saving Harriet Tubman? Like he was her saving grace.
Oh, wow.
The white man was her saving grace.
Yeah.
Like that's what y'all did.
And it was some more controversy about the actress was British. She wasn't even an American actress. You heard about that?
And you know what? That part I don't even care about because it don't matter where she's from. She's still a black woman. It doesn't matter where she's from. She's still a black woman.
Well, she wasn't a descendant of slaves, so she don't know that struggle.
Another black woman from another country or wherever you from, it don't matter. When everybody look at her, she's still black.
Okay.
So that wasn't my issue. My biggest issue just was the movie. And a lot of people didn't. That's why the movie didn't make that much money because there were so many protests about it because of the whole script and how it was written. It was not written true to what, Harriet's whole, life was and what she did. And it was a bit much. It was a bit much.
I haven't seen it. I don't plan on seeing it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and most people don't play. I heard a lot of people say that they won't support it at the box office to make a whole lot of money, but they will, when it comes out on video or something, they'll just look at it to understand what everything is that's being talked about. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. But there's an agenda there too. For you to have a black man stomping in a black woman's face and cussing her and calling her a bitch, that's how he was talking. And like I said, it was not a movie with that part that was depicted back in slavery. It was some nowadays thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
That was a whole agenda too. Make black men look like savages.
Wow.
Because that's what his part was in the movie, and that's what he portrayed, and that's how he dealt with black women. He was the black man in the movie that was talking about black women, dragging them, belittling them, stomping a black woman in her face in the movie.
So, look, speaking of black women and disrespect, what do you feel about Monique saying that, suing Netflix for discrimination. Do you feel like she has a case?
I don't know if she has a case because I don't know the law like that. I was watching somebody's YouTube video, and the girl kind of broke it down pretty good as far as if there was a contract that was given to Monique, whether she accepted it or if it's possible that the contract was given to her and she said that I will look over it and I will come back to the table with, my thoughts on it and any type of negotiations that they need to do. Well, at that point, it's possible that she could have been named an employee of Netflix because there was a negotiation that was being done. So that opened my eyes up to something different. I don't know how it's going to go. The law is going to handle that as far as what is lawful and what's not. But I just feel like if you can't force somebody to pay you what you want to be paid. Mm-hmm. If you didn't want to take what they were offering, then don't take it and move on. But to say that we are underpaid, yes, we are. And I'm not saying that we should not fight for that. But at the same time, I still cannot, if I go on the job interview and I'm offered $25 an hour and I feel like I deserve $35, I cannot sue a company for not offering me $35
all of the black women who like Ava DuVernay and Tiffany Haddish and, all of these black women that have been hired by Netflix and, are getting paid substantial amounts of money for their comedy specials or their, productions and everything. Like, when I look at it that way, I'm like, maybe she doesn't. I don't know. Like, I don't. Clearly,
but this is the thing,
someone feels she has a case.
All of those people that we're mentioning, there are also people that's hot right now. You know what I mean? All of those people are also. Look at Ava. Look at all that she's done with her show on OWN. And, with the This Is Us, before This Is Us, just everything that she's done on Selma, the movie Selma.
But that's the point. Like them offering her that little amount of money was because she wasn't hot. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. It's like Monique had been gone for years. Mm-hmm. Like, she had been gone for years. She wasn't doing whatever, what. It's like, this the thing. Netflix, it's almost like it's a business. Do I offer you $10 million? And when your Netflix special come out, am I going to make my money back and some? Or do I offer you what I think I can offer you? Now, maybe she should have taken the $500, but then negotiated on top of that if, with what do you call it, when they continue to play it over and over and over again and all of that, maybe she could have negotiated all of that.
Royalties or residuals?
Because royalties and all of that type of stuff. So it's like maybe she could have negotiated that. But this is the thing. Harriet is a prime example of that. With this Harriet Tubman movie, they said that they spent, a whole lot. I don't remember don't quote me on the amount of money, but just say they spent $50 million on that movie. Uh-huh. That movie, from what has been said, has not made, let's say, $5 million. You understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's a loss. It's a loss. And I guess they came out thinking that after Black Panther, that this movie would make so much money, but because of all the stuff that's in it, that is belittling black men, that's putting a black man against black women, and then having a white man be the savior, we wasn't going to fall for that as a community.
Right.
Black people was not going to fall for that as a community. We was not going to support and spend our money on that.
Right.
So that movie did not make the money that they thought it would make just because we black folk. So we gonna go run because they just saw what we did with Black Panther. Not so.
Yeah, Black Panther was a whole
so,
other thing. I think we got tired of slave movies. You know what I'm saying? And then the one slave series, remember Underground, that basically showed us, because that was pretty much about Harriet Tubman, that showed us in a position of power. They snatched that off the air real quick. you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all,
Exactly.
you know, if y'all want to go back
Exactly.
and watch the 2 seasons of Underground before they snatched it off, it was a great series.
Yeah, and I think the movie would have made a lot of money, but it was so many people. Honestly, if you look at a lot of YouTube and if you follow a lot of things, Harriet probably would have made a lot of money if so many people didn't come out against it, because it was a lot of celebrities and different people that actually came out against it. It was like, do not go watch it.
Right.
Because this is the premises of what they are trying to feed us.
Right.
And that's the thing. Hollywood almost, they act like we slow and we dumb. Like I said, because we ran to support Black Panther, it's like, okay, so now we're going to give these Negroes something else, and we're going to make a whole bunch of money. But because of what you was trying to feed us, you wasn't feeding us something to encourage us as a community.
Wow.
You're not feeding us something that's going to uplift our Black men. You feeding us something that make us feel like it's okay for the Black man to, have these misogynistic viewpoints, belittle Black women, make us feel like we're nothing, because that's basically what is portrayed in the movie. What a lot of us talk about with, videos and all of those types of things, all the stuff that we see, in the day-to-day. That's what that movie was actually portraying. It just was a different time period that they used to do it.
Well, they don't have
So
to worry.
anyway,
Unless it comes on my Netflix or something, I probably won't see it.
Yes, ma'am. But it was nice talking to you.
Thank you, Monique.
I am actually going to go so other people can get in and speak their points.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. 3343. Hello.
Hi, Michelle. How you doing today?
Hey, Andrea. All my favorites calling in tonight. Oh, my goodness. Hey.
Okay, so Julia Roberts. It should be a shame of that. They're gonna get a white woman to play a Black woman. Really?
They said y'all wouldn't know the difference because it's been a long time. They said y'all would not know the difference.
Last time I checked, Julia Roberts is a white woman. Harriet Tubman is a Black woman. I'm just asking the question because I don't want to have the same movie like it did for Holly Berry and what is it, Nina Simone? That she played Holly Berry played Nina Simone. No, I don't want a movie like that. No.
Lord.
That's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. But I know you want to get in on this Flame Monroe. I want to hear your take on this Flame Monroe because I'm ready.
Okay, so Flame, my kids peep off. Thank you. Okay, Flame.
What's going on? You fighting? What happened?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to give the kids pizza, girl. Okay, I'm in car driving. Okay, so Flame. Okay, so I understand where Flame is coming from. I agree with him. Okay, because I'm not homophobic. I'll put that out. My brother is gay, and I agree with what Flame said. He did it for the best interest of his children because kids are mean. And if he wants to dress as a woman when he wants to, or dress as a man when he wants to, I don't give a damn. Okay, let him speak his truth, and don't be upset because if you're transgender, homophobic, whatever, let everybody speak their truth. And his truth is, I am going to speak what I want and what I want to say. And I don't have to represent the LGBT community. I'm just who I am. And I can speak with whoever I want to speak with. I agree with him. And stop pushing this agenda. We all got to get along to play along. That's not in the real world. So let Wayne be him and let him do this. I did see the YouTubers are crying and the phone. Man, please. Okay, really? Get over it. Just know
what
who
about
you
the
are.
ones talking about they want to erase Flame from the earth? They want to kill Flame. They're like, Flame Monroe gotta go. I'm like, but y'all talking about killing transgenders, but then y'all talking about he gotta go, or she gotta go, or we gotta go. We. Like, I'm just like, what? Like, you don't see the hypocrisy in that?
And I know his Flame was. He said about his kids, how he chose to dress as a man for his children. I commend him to looking out for his kids because you only give one life and get the kids, make sure there be somebody. And if he wants his kids to He raised how he wants to. That's his prerogative.
Right, he said he's 50. He said he's 50 years old. He said he's 50 years old. He's lived his life. So, it's time for, he needs to put his kids first. And the same thing with a lot of these transgender people. Like, once you get 50, 60 years old, what you going to do when the fix-a-flat starts sagging? And like, what's going to happen?
Yes, and that's right. I agree with him. Let him be. And he said, and I was commended for him, and I appreciate what he said. We are real, gossip born women. Commend who we are and celebrate us. I don't see nothing wrong with that. It's about time somebody says that, okay? And he's in the community. That's what I don't understand. This is somebody in their community. Why are you upset?
You're right. Because it's hypocritical. There's a bunch of
Monique, sit down, Monique. Okay, you should have had this lawsuit when you first felt like Netflix would give you the right kind of money. You should have filed a lawsuit against him right there. And when you was out there coming against Oprah and Tyler Perry and the word on the street is you difficult to work with, I really think you're difficult to work with. And that's your own bad. Maybe if you wasn't difficult to work with, most people gave you more money than what you wanted to give you. How about that?
Okay.
And Jussie, you go somewhere, sit his behind there, and be glad he ain't in jail.
Jussie Smollett.
If it was another black man, they'll be under the jail. Okay?
Right.
Jussie got lucky.
Right.
But he didn't go to jail. He ain't spend no time in jail. And he still got his acting career now that he ain't on the Empire, okay? He lost a job. But I want to ask the question, was it all worth it? Now, Jussie?
Well, I don't know. We're still talking about him. Maybe he feels it was worth it. I don't know.
So thanks for taking my call, Michelle.
Oh, thank you, Andrea. I appreciate you. Let me know when you get your shirt.
Bye-bye. Me too. I'll let you know, okay?
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, y'all, Jussie Smollett, honey. Jussie Smollett, 6670, hello.
Hello. How are you, girl?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm lovely.
Who is this?
It's Sabrina Gabrielle.
Hey, Sabrina. How you doing?
I'm good, girl. I don't get to talk to you very often because I be sleep a lot. I got to catch up.
Why you
be catching up on shit?
I sleep a lot, child.
Girl,
I sleep a lot, too, child. Don't even get me started. I love me some sleep.
Girl, it's 8:23 now in Chicago. I'll be in the bed in a little bit.
Well, it's 9:23 in Atlanta. Okay, go ahead.
I know. Girl, let me tell you why Juicy, because, I put Juicy with an E, a capital E at the end of his name. Why Juicy is lying. Okay?
What he lying about now?
Last year,
we
don't go out in that damn cold like that. And then no 2 o'clock in the damn morning, girl, please. First of all,
but we already resolved the case. We just saw him on the cameras talking to the dudes. We saw him walking back in with his sandwich in his hand. Like we never resolved all that. We know he was lying. But what about this lawsuit? Like, why is he trying to say that the police officers embarrassed him? How they embarrassed him? He embarrassed himself.
You know what? That's exactly what I was just thinking. You embarrassed yourself. You went out there to trick off. If he did have a sandwich, he used that as an excuse. He went for some meat, all right. He went out for some meat. At 2 o'clock in the morning, girl, he could have Ubered. He could have hugged Grubhub. He could have Postmates. He could have done
Uber Eats, child. Uber Eats, my favorite. Bring it right to the door, honey. Even all the way upstairs to the 17th floor. Like, why is he out there in the cold? Like, don't nobody want to go outside?
Girl. Except for us people who Uber when we out there making that money.
Y'all better get that dough.
That's who go out. Girl, we're the ones who go out. The people that's working, we're the ones that go out in that type of weather because we know it's worth it. We know the money is there because we know we're going to make that money. You're not going from your hotel room all the way wherever you went to get that sandwich. I don't care if it was across the street. when it is below freezing in Chicago, it is cold. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, that's even colder.
Mm-hmm.
He was on some BS. Jussie was on some BS. I don't know why he ain't getting no check no more. That's why he needs to sue us and get that money back.
Yeah, clearly.
Remember, he ain't getting that check no more.
Well,
So,
we're still talking about it.
And he needs to be quiet. He needs to set himself down and be quiet.
So,
now,
go ahead.
Hmm?
No, I was just about to.
What was you about to say, girl?
No, I was about to change the subject, but you beat me to it. Go ahead.
Oh wait, who was you about to talk about?
Flame Monroe. Who was you about to talk about?
Absolutely, positively. I love Flame Monroe. Now,
too.
I'm new to Flame Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see Flame Monroe until the Netflix special.
Okay.
And I laughed my ass off from beginning to end. I saw the Breakfast Club interview. Actually, I started watching the Breakfast Club interview. I haven't finished watching it yet. Or listening to it, because I listen to it when I'm at work, doing my work. And I honestly believe that community is pissed because she did say some shit. She let some truth out. Mm-hmm. She was like, I like women. She likes butch women. She said that. He, she, we. They said that.
I mean, but my thing is, people be talking about being sexually fluid and being bisexual, and Malik Yoba, say he's straight, but he's still like a woman with a penis. Like, it's like, at the end of the day, the LGBT community, there's a hodgepodge of sexuality. Anything that's not straight is within the LGBT alphabet. So my thing is, why are they so up in arms about what he, she, we said? It's like it fits in the category of the LGBTQ community. What y'all mad about?
Because she fits in the community, but she really doesn't fit in their community. Well, ain't nobody getting none from her, and she not giving none to nobody. She don't like men. Not like that.
But it's women in the LGBTQ community.
Okay. ZUP. And those are the ones she like.
Well.
Maybe they don't. Are the women saying anything bad about her, or is it just the men?
I just heard a whole lot of gay men say a lot of things about her. I think some of the trans even have applauded her for, speaking her truth. So I don't understand like what the big deal is, and especially these gay men who come on here crying. Is it that you trying to like transition and you feel some kind of way? Like, what is going on? I don't know what's going on. It's like I feel like they're conflicted and confused and miserable, so they're trying to project this misery on to the masses, and it's like, don't do that. Don't do that to your people, to the people that follow you. Don't do that.
That's what it's so fluid now. It's like I believe that all of these little interns, when they got out of college and they were gay, and I really don't give zero F. I really do. I don't care. As long as you're respectful, I'm respectful back. Live your life. I don't have an opinion. That's not my life. It has nothing to do with me. So, I don't care what they do. But I feel like all of these little interns, when they got out of college, they're moguls now. And they're the ones that are making the decisions. So it's easy to, it's like everywhere you look now, everything is gay this. It's in the commercials. It's everywhere. And I'm not saying live your life.
It's probably because they've been marginalized for so long that now it's
I think that's what it is.
Put them in the forefront. But that's what I don't understand. It's people on YouTube right now mad and upset saying, because we can't live our lives. And it's like the gays control everything. How you can't live your life? How?
You can live your life more today.
I'm just confused. And you like sitting up there like really crying as if you are being like targeted and marginalized, when at the end of the day, like you're more accepted now than ever. Like we are the ones, as a black woman, I'm up here windmilling every day for my rights, and I just don't get it. I just don't understand.
Look. It was either this, I think it was this interview or either her special, but I think it was this interview she did on the Breakfast Club, where she said if she was to get stopped or if something happens, it's safer for her to say that she's a transgender person than to say she's just a black man.
Right.
It's safer.
Right.
And I'm like, that's why I'm like, for them, to anybody to say anything, you know, in that community, to say I can't do this or I can't do that, I don't believe so. Not now.
Yeah.
It's been kept in the world knew that people were gay. It's just that it wasn't so open, like we said. It wasn't so fluid. And now you have all of these moguls who are gay, the ones who are out and the ones who are not. So, and they're the ones who make those decisions.
Right.
They're the ones that have the money and the power to make those decisions. And so now, for so long, it was, okay, air quotes here, in the closet. Now it no longer has to be.
Right.
So now, since we don't have to be in the closet, we loud, we proud, we here, we've been here, now you really have to see who we are, because we control this, we control that, we control this, we control a whole lot of shit. So we're going to superimpose, we're going to put it everywhere. You're going to see us in commercials. We're going to make them change the always maxi pads. We're going to make them we're going to change the world. And that's what they're doing.
Exactly. And that's why we sit here and like literally, I'm watching people, you know, I'm perusing in YouTube and I'm seeing people saying, you know, we don't have rights. We don't have this. Y'all have all the rights. Y'all are basically taking our rights away from us. We can't even have no maxi pads.
Girl.
We can't even have no maxi pads.
Look, I work at a college.
Mm-hmm.
And inside our college, we have a little alternative high school. So a lot of the kids in there are gay. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can just tell. Now, for me, I can't tell the gay girls as much as I can the gay guys. Okay? But one of the guys, he identifies as being a woman. He got his braids. He wears his tight pants. He put on his little makeup, his lashes, all this stuff. But he still has a penis. And he's going into the women's room. I have a problem with that, because I don't give zero F's about what you identify with. If you still have a penis, you're a man. Now, what I do think needs to happen in general, just on a global scale, because this is the direction we're going in, is it needs to be more unisex everything now. You have to have a woman's room. You got to have a men's room. You have to have a room for people who feel whatever their gender is in between, they need their space too.
Right.
That's the world we're coming to. That's the world we live in now. Everybody's screwing everybody. Just like Monroe said, Big Daddy he was going to slip her a little something. With the exception of some of us, because I'm very tight with mine. But everybody is screwing everybody.
But he also said, at the end of the day, there's a penis and a vagina. It don't matter how you identify as. There's a penis and a vagina.
Yep.
When you go have sex,
Period.
You have a sex with a penis or a vagina, one or the other, A or B. It's no anything in between. And you know, what Charlamagne said, butthole. It's like everybody got a butthole. Every animal got a butthole. Everybody eliminates from the butthole. So everybody got a butthole. So you can't say that, you know, your preference is butthole, male butthole versus female butthole. It's still a butthole. So
right.
I'll be a little bit graphic, but
And
still,
hell.
y'all know what I'm saying.
Girl. And that seems to be a preferable place right now as well for folks. And I'm like, really? I'm old, girl. So I'm tripping. When
You and me both. It's like, oh, okay. If look, y'all call me fish, but y'all smell like boo-boo. Okay? Like, whatever. Like, what? Ooh, child. Okay, do
go
you.
Get in the corner, girl. Go get your ass in the corner. Stand in the corner.
I'm just saying, like, dude, like, what is going on in this world? Like, who really even? I'd be tripping. Okay, but look, thank you so much. Thank you.
You know what? Let me tell you this real quick. The funniest thing happened when I first called up here. Before they mute you, you hear everybody that's online.
What?
That was the funniest conversation.
That was before I call in and mute everybody. Yeah. And so all y'all was on the phone together.
Girl, I just sat back and listened, because they was like, oh, no, I'm going to be first. And Faith New York was like, no, honey, I am going to be first, darling. Let me tell you. And she was like, I'm going to show you whores. I'm going to show you hoes. Watch. And the first person on the line
I'ma sneak
New
in
York.
one day. Just fake New York be calling in quick,
Girl.
fast, in a hurry, child. I don't know what be going on.
That girl, that made my night. That made my night. They gave me life in that their phone call, listening to them go back and forth. So let them know. Y'all gave me life tonight. All right, girl, go on to your other callers.
Look, it's a whole bunch of calls. Y'all keeping me on line forever today. Dang, I'm glad I got my wine. Let me take these 10 more calls. All right, thank you.
Damn.
Right.
Girl.
All right, bye. That was gross. I just coughed up, so I'm sorry. Caller 0899. Hello.
Hello?
Hi, hello.
Hey, my name is Sean. I'm a first-time caller.
Hi, Sean. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So good to hear from you.
I'm sorry?
So good to hear from you.
I'm just good to hear from you also. So, I was calling because I'm a first-time caller, by the way, and I always listen to your show. So, I was wondering, every time I listen to your show, you always talk about, like, the Real Housewives of Atlanta and how the ratings went down. I mean, yeah, because of the queen on the show.
You are not a first-time caller. This is Dre. Don't be calling in, giving no fake names, and calling in about the Real Housewives of Atlanta when this video is not even about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Dre,
okay, I know. I just want to say. I
know this you, Dre. Admit it.
Yeah, it's me. It's me. Your husband, your future husband. Okay, so the ratings was 1.9.
I rebuke you.
The ratings was 1.9 million.
How
first
you know?
Episode. The second
How
episode,
you know?
I'm looking at it now.
This is not about the housewives. Save it for the housewives, Dre. Save it.
Huh?
Save it.
Wait, 1.9 million. Wait, yesterday or Sunday when your queen Nene came back, it went down to 1.8 million. I just find it ironic that you're not talking about that.
Why would it be ironic when the title states clearly Jussie Smollett, Julia Roberts is Harriet,
I know, but
Monique, Flame Monroe on the Breakfast Club. Why would it be hilarious when this topic was clearly stated in the title?
1.8
Did you not
million,
read? Did you not read the title of this video?
Yeah, but you was talking about Kenya, Michelle. You not understanding what I'm saying.
I have not mentioned Kenya's name in this video. I have not.
See, that's what I'm saying. Now you playing.
So every video needs to be about Kenya. Every video I do should be about Kenya.
No, I'm talking about.
First, I talk about Kenya. First I talk about Kenya too much. And then I drag Kenya too much. Then when I don't talk about her at all, then Team Twirl still calling in, want me to talk about Kenya.
This video is about Nene, the queen of the franchise.
This video wasn't even about Nene. I wasn't even talking about Nene in this video. She's nowhere in this
and that's the problem. You don't talk about her. That's the problem.
Goodbye, Dre. Goodbye. Call back tomorrow. Maybe it'll be about Kenya tomorrow. Anonymous, hello. Hello, Anonymous, speak up. Don't be scared, Anonymous. I'm going to hang up in 5 seconds. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up. 6094, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Angie. I'm in your chat somewhere. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yes, I can. What's up, Angie?
Well, look, I am so glad that you're having this conversation about Flame Monroe. I love Flame Monroe.
I love Flame Monroe, too. I had to go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel. Whatever he identify as. He, she, we's YouTube channel.
Yeah. So, did you see him on Man Hands?
Of course I did not. Of course I do not watch Man Hands. Y'all still watching Y'all still watching the Drag Queens Court?
So I'm telling you, you got to watch that because he was putting her. Well, I'm gonna call him a hand. I don't know what to call him. Anyway, he was putting mixing hands in.
I didn't think anybody
I'm-
still watch Man Hands. Y'all still be watching Man Hands?
I just happened to watch that because, I was going through videos and I saw the thumbnail of them together.
Oh.
And, they kind of resembled each other. And I was thinking, well, is that a relative or what? So I clicked on it.
Uh-huh.
But it had, it was two parts to it. It was like a behind the scenes one, and then it was the actual show.
Uh-huh.
It was the behind the scenes one that, I really got to know who he was and everything and how he stood. But what I like about him so much, and I'm going to call him a him because he acknowledges that he's a father first.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I respect that. But I just appreciate the fact that he knows that regardless, and he acknowledges that regardless of whether or not a man does have a sex change or whatever, he would never be a woman.
Facts.
He would never be a woman.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I had ever heard someone say that from that community.
Well, the first time somebody says it out loud, I've had like a lot of my gay friends say it. You know what I'm saying? But nobody wants to say it publicly because they know they're going to get beat up and dragged. And so it's just, refreshing to hear somebody finally speak from a level of, non-delusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he was telling Man Hands, that he should respect women because that's how he learned to be who he was by women.
Mm-hmm.
So he should always respect women, You just let him have it. I mean, I know you don't like this show, but if you could just watch that pre-show where they're talking, as Flame is breaking down to, excuse me.
I can't do Man Hands. He just reeks from the screen. I just can't. I don't like it.
I believe he probably would have said some things you probably would have said to him, but it was good. But that's why I like him because he does acknowledge that he is still a man. He's not trying to take a woman's place,
mm-hmm.
And
I'm glad I'm glad he said that. And then what he said on the Breakfast Club about how, a lot of transgenders kind of revert back to being men as soon as, they want to fight. I take this one wig off. I'm still a man or whatever the case may be. Like that has happened time and time again, which is why, when I was going through that whole Mr. Manhand situation, that dude was trying to fight me. Like saying he hit me with a rock and beat my ass and all this stuff. I'm like, you a dude. Like you are a dude. You mad at me for talking about, current events or whatever, but you still a dude and I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to even go into that with you.
Right.
Ain't no need for us to even go back and forth. Let me go to court and get this restraining order.
Right thing.
Right.
Okay, I just said.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you. I'm sorry I'm coughing in your face. Thank you.
It's okay. Bye-bye.
All right, goodbye. All right, we lost some. We got 3 more. I'm committed to taking these calls. I'm committed. Calling 9158. Hello. Hello, caller 9158. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Biology teachers teach on that too, the natural and molecular structure of males versus natural born females. This is not opinion, it's science. Exactly, HTH. 9158, no, you scared? You don't want to speak? Going to the next. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, okay. 3774, you're on the line.
Hey, what's going on, Michelle? How you doing?
I'm good. Who am I speaking with?
My name is LA. I've watched your live shows from time to time. This one was actually entertaining. The medical records chick, that she's actually pretty funny.
The fake New York gets me every time, child. Hey, LA. Nice to hear from you.
It gets me too. I wanted to call in because the Flame Monroe topic is, I found pretty interesting. Being that I grew up in the gay lifestyle. I have like a gay mother or whatever who's trans.
Uh-huh.
And she not once showed a masculine side to me.
Okay.
But I also am fully aware of what Flame also brought up as well. Like she brought up a lot of great points that a lot of people don't want to talk about. And the thing that bothers me is the gay community in itself has so much confusion and misconceptions that you can't even be who you are and be gay. Like take me for instance. I consider myself to be a gay male, but I don't act the way, I guess, typical society thinks a typical gay male should act. Like, I don't carry myself in a feminine way. I'm about my business, you know, and I've always carried myself that way. But I've come across other gay men who pretty much say, like, oh, you're trying to pander to the straight community, or you're just trying to entice straight males, when it's not none of that. It's just me being me. Right. But I can't be me inside of my own community, because my own community is saying that I have to be a certain way. And that, it's just a whole ball of confusion at the end of the day. And that's the part that I don't like. That's why I like the fact that Flame got up there and said what she said, because it's honestly, it's the truth.
Right. And I appreciate it because it just opened the conversation. And the fact that she, like, literally got Charlamagne and Envy, you know, comfortable enough to have the discussion. Because normally, you know, a trans or drag or however you want to call her today would, you know, sit there and they would be uncomfortable and closed in, just like they said they were uncomfortable when Malik Yoba was there. And Charlamagne was like, he didn't know what to say because he was scared he was going to get beat up by the whole LGBT community. So it's just good for me. I feel like the community should praise her because she did, you know, give them the opportunity to have an open dialogue. Now we can speak and say, like, how I feel or whatever the case may be without, you know, fear of repercussions or whatever.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. Like, I really dug everything that she was saying, because it's crazy at the end of the day, you know, like the other caller, one of your callers was saying, like, a few calls ago, like, society's trying to shove certain things down our throat. Like, I'm so out of the loop that I didn't even know, like, what the hell all these fucking terms were until a friend had to break it down for me, because I was like, what the hell is the cisgender? What is the gender nonconforming, gender non-binary? I was like, when the hell did this shit get invented? Why can't we just keep it simple with man and a woman, gay, lesbian, bi, whatever you want to do, but then we add in on all these other terms, and it's just becoming confusing.
Right. I agree. And look, I've been beat up for over a year about it, child. I be called sis this, sis that, and I'm like, don't be calling me sis. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, if you want respect, like, respect others as well. Respect straight people. Respect what you call cis people. Whatever the case may be, like, respect. If somebody says they do not like a terminology that you're calling them, then why don't you listen? Because pain is pain regardless of who it's coming from. So even the trans say, you know, I don't want to be called he or whatever. Pain is pain. If you say that and, you know, I take it into consideration and I'm like, okay, I'll call you she from now on or whatever. But, you know, it has to be some give and take. You can't just force someone to do what you want them to do just because you say that's how you feel.
Exactly, because it eventually leads to resentment and then rebellion, and then we're back at square one and nothing got solved. So
right.
I couldn't agree with you more. But I appreciate this chat. Thank you for bringing light to this issue.
Thank you.
I hope you have a great night, okay?
Thank you, and thank you for calling. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Goodbye. All right. You said yes, caller. Women don't like cystic fibroids. Y'all so funny. Facts. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take one more call. We got one more call. Caller 0899. Hello.
Yeah, my phone disconnected. This ATT is tripping. Hey, so I was talking about Kenya Moore, about her bringing the ratings, and my phone disconnected. So the ratings was 1.8 million when your girl came back. So that shows you who's the queen of the show. Am I correct? Okay, you don't have to answer, but she's the queen of the show, and I just wanted you to know that. That's pretty much it. She's the queen of the show. But you don't want to talk about that today, right? Okay. So what's the other topics that you was talking about? Well, she is the queen of the show. Hello? Hello, are you there? Michelle? Hello? Hello? Are you okay?
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day.
You too.
I cannot. Why do y'all torture me this way? We were not talking about Kenya Moore. Y'all keep trying to bring me back down to the juke joint. I was not. Thank you, Dre. I hear you, child. I heard you. But yeah, we talked about Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett. Look, I got my notes right here. We talked about Jussie Smollett. We talked about Julia Roberts. We talked about Flame Monroe dissing Monique's husband, saying daddy calling who is daddy calling daddy. We talked about Flame Monroe on the Breakfast Club, and then we rounded it up with all the people dragging Flame Monroe on the YouTube. That is what we discussed. I have closed the phone lines. Ooh, let me take it off. I have closed the phone lines, and I'm just over it. Like, y'all are so funny. Most of these stories you can find on straightfromtheA.com. Get your life. Go read a book. Go read the stories over there. And yeah, I appreciate you said, why did it have to end with him? I don't know, John Humphrey. I think it's, let me see. It might be one more call on the line. Let me see. I think I might have hung up too early. If this is Dre on the line, I'm quitting. I'm quitting. For y'all won't see me for days. I promise you.
Please enter your PIN number.
Let me see who this is.
Thank you. Joining the conference now. This free conference call is hosted by Conference Now.
Hello, 7715. You're on the line.
Hey, I have to call in again.
New York. Wow.
Hello?
Yes. Hey.
Well.
Wait. Something happened. Hold on. What happened? I don't know. The phone went off. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I wanted to speak on Dre for a second.
Okay.
I've actually obtained a copy of his medical record, allegedly.
What are you working the hospital?
And
how are you getting all these people's medical records? What is going on? I can't with you.
Well, you know what? He has visited the doctor's office 29 times.
That's illegal.
This month, and it was highly
That's
suspicious.
illegal. That's illegal.
It was highly.
That's illegal.
It was suspicious for an infectious disease, and I had to open up his medical chart.
That's illegal.
And
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
I know, but it's worth it. I'll go to jail with these medical records because he is trying to take you on a date.
I'm not going on a date with him.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Because I just wanted to let you know that there's something very heinous going on with his anus, if you know what I mean. There was a colonoscopy that was done, and there were multiple warts found in several locations throughout the distal colon. There were perforations that was observed in the lining of his colon that was suggestive of herpes. And we have a very great medical team here in our infectious disease department that has located lesions proximally to his esophagus, which basically explains the insertion of a forceful penis that has obstructed his lungs and his airways. His lungs have regurgitated fluid of a sticky white substance, and we're not exactly sure what it is, but our pathologist in our microbiology lab has determined that it is, in fact, semen. And, these medical records are very telling of his sexual preference. He is a queen. He's a homosexual man, and that's the fact. So he should not be asking a black woman out on a date, okay?
Thank you.
He's gay, basically. And it's absolutely, thank you for taking my call. I love you. This was a great show. Thank you.
I think he's calling back. Do you want to talk to him? Because that could only be him on the line.
You know what? I would love to talk to him because I have his medical records here, and I dare him to refute what the hell I'm saying.
Why do y'all do this to me? Why do y'all do this to me? Why do y'all do this to me? Let me see who this is on the line. Let me see. Hello.
Hello, Michelle.
Yes, hi.
Hi, this is my first time calling in. I just have to call in. I'm a fan of yours. I appreciate the work you're doing as a Black woman.
Oh, thank you so
and,
much.
Yeah.
Let me come out together.
Yeah, I mean, I make sure I always thumbs up your videos and, you know, like everything that you do just because I just feel like it's important to do that to show support. And, yeah, keep doing what you're doing, girl, and you look cute.
Thank you.
I have a comment, though.
Okay.
I have a comment, and I'm so thoroughly annoyed because all my favorite bloggers, I love Kaya. I do watch her live every Monday that she goes live. I watch her. You know, I'm a fan of a lot of people on this platform. But what I cannot stand is when you have callers that call in and they take away from your talent and what you're doing and they stir up all this bullshit, like the caller that just called the fake-ass New York. She's the same one that calls Kaya's live talking about medical records, where's the medical? Like, she's so corny. Like, bitch, get a fucking life. Get a life, fake-ass New York. You're tired, you're through, and you're delayed. Like, nobody wants to hear you. You're corny as fuck. You're ruining Michelle's show. Go the fuck home, bitch. Get a life. And yes, I am from New York. I'm from New York. Brooklyn, born and raised, bitch. Stop it. You're corny. You're corny as fuck. You need a life. You need a fucking life. I'm not the only one that knows if you calling in Kaya's show with your bullshit talking about give us your medical records. We know it's you. We know it's you. You're corny. I'm sorry, Michelle.
That's
all
okay.
I have to
Do
say.
you want to talk to her? You know she's on the line. Do you want to talk to her?
No, I don't want to talk to her. I'm going to go back and forth with this dumbass. No.
I have to give people the opportunity to respond because, you know, they just call back and forth, child. I just have to give people the opportunity.
I know, but that's just so corny.
Okay.
She calls Kaya just disturbing the show. Like, that's corny. We want to hear what you got to say. We want to hear your callers calling. We don't want to hear that. Like, that's just taking away from you, your talent, and what you're trying to do for the people. You know, that's bringing another entity into your show, like this side, like this corny. We're trying to hear what you got to say about the celebrities and all the gossip shit, not this bullshit ass stories that she's making up, just killing the vibe of your show. Like, we don't want to hear that shit. It's corny as fuck. It's tired.
Okay.
Like, on to the next girl. She needs a new fucking, what is the word? A new spiel. She needs a new fucking talent, a new gift. Like, bitch, get over that shit. You're not New York. Like, come on. Get something. Do something else, bitch. We're tired of that. Like, come on. Anyway, that's all I had to say.
I appreciate
bitches like that just ruin the fucking show. But anyway, Michelle, thank you.
Well, the show has ended.
And
we're at the end of the show. It's totally at the end of the show. But I appreciate you so much for your input. I really do. Thank you so much.
no problem. I love you, Michelle. And whatever, she could pop up. That's what she does. She pops up, and it's so corny. It's like, bitch, get a new talent. Get a new talent. We don't find you funny at all. So, goodbye. Bye, Michelle.
Bye. Hello.
Well, what a coincidence. I actually have her medical records available as well. Upon examination of the oral cavity, there has been a thick white coat that has been noted on her tongue. This is believed to be oral candidiasis, thrush, meaning that her immune system has tanked. Upon examination and palpation of her anterior cervical lymph nodes, I have noted 3-centimeter lymph nodes severely enlarged, thus again leading me to believe that her immune system has been tanked. Now, she did say that she does live in New York, which is highly HIV infected, and by the accent, she's given me a very Bronx sort of vibe. So I am not surprised by her physical exam findings. Furthermore, examination of the labia majora reveals cauliflower lesions, highly suspicious of HPV, bitch. So you know what? For that whore to talk about she's tired of me, bitch, girl, bitch, you wouldn't be here, bitch. If I'm so annoying, click off the line, ho. You wouldn't call in to complain about me if you weren't a fan, bitch. Okay? So you need to go. Where about while you leaking 3 liters of diarrhea out of your booty hole?
New York.
Okay? While your skin is all drawed up.
New York.
Okay, you drawed up. You a raisin whore. Yes.
Good night.
I love you, girl.
Bye.
Bye, girl.
You are currently the only person in this
I
conference.
am hanging up the phone lines. Don't call me. Don't call me anymore. I am going. My thing just said it's 10:01. It's time to go. Look. Hold on. Where's my theme song? Scratching and surviving. Good time. Hanging in a jar. Good time. If we lucky, we got 'em. Good time. Okay, this has been Good Times. I had a good time with y'all. I had a very good time with y'all. I appreciate you guys for calling in. Fake New York, you done ruffle some feathers. You worse than Flame Monroe, child. Don't be doing the people like that, Fake New York. The people say they don't want you in their medical records. Leave people's medical records out of it. We are not doxing people over here on the iamATLien channel. We do not dox. We do not condone doxing. We do not condone checking people's medical records. People's medical records are their private concerns. That is a HIPAA violation. Whoever gave you the medical records should be tarred and feathered. Thank you very much. We don't want to know what's going on in your medical records. Okay, do we have it? We good on that? We good on that. Okay, you guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. Y'all know I love hanging out with you guys. I love shooting the shit. I don't know if I'm going on Patreon tonight. I gotta eat dinner first. I've been on a long time. I didn't realize I've been on this long. I've been on a long time. Let me put me some music on. Hold on. I don't know what this music is. What this is? Hey. You said random question, but does anyone know if people can tour Tyler Perry's new studio? You may be able to go and, contact Tyler Perry Studios and ask the question. Good night, squad. Put your aliens in the air on the way out. I may be on Patreon. I don't know. It's 10 o'clock. I gotta eat dinner. I don't know. We might come. I might come over there. If I'm not there tonight, I'm gonna be there tomorrow. Most definitely. I got some pictures I gotta edit. I gotta catch up on the blog. If you haven't visited straightfromthe.com today, I talked about Portia being in a wheelchair at BravoCon. I talked about Marlo deserving a peach. I talked about what I talked about. The same thing I talked about on here. I talked about Julia Roberts as Harriet. I talked about Monique's Netflix. I talked about a whole bunch of stuff. So please give your girl a click and a view over on straightfromthe.com. That is where I live. That is where I stay. That is my JOB. Okay. Hey. Thank you. Look at all those aliens. Oh my god. Look at all those aliens. I appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. We had a good time in this blog talk conversation. Send me some topics you want to talk about. I'll figure it out. I'll make it work. I'll come on and, talk about some things. Oh yeah, my glasses, my red glasses. Thank you, my poo-poo. My glasses are from Zenni Optical. Zenni Optical, if you can see that, I don't know, it's going to disappear with the green screen. Zenni Optical, the link is down below. You can get $5 off of my affiliate link. I changed colors with my outfit. I like red today. I got a few more in the mail. I haven't checked my P.O. box, so I'll be rocking some different frames this week. I love my Zenni Optical. Okay? Thank you very much. If y'all, if you want to support your girl, hit up the Patreon, patreon.com, iamATLien, $5 a month. It's a month. And we, chill out over there. You can get a bit more up close and personal with me. Somebody said the other day, I gotta turn the music down and say this. Somebody said the other day, like, Why they paying you for the same thing they could get on YouTube? They can't get that on YouTube. I don't get up close and personal. I don't give y'all all the tea on YouTube. I gotta save some of it. Your girl gotta make a living. If you don't want to pay, you ain't gotta pay. But if you do want to pay, if you do want to support the channel, definitely go over to my Patreon, patreon.com, iamATLien, because YouTube don't be hitting on shit. YouTube don't like me. They don't like to pay me. So, you know, I come when I can. Thank you so much, C. Patterson, for putting the Patreon link in the chat. I come when I can. And, yeah, so click the subscribe to catch me live again so you can be a member of the chat, the call-ins. I love talking to you guys. Also, you know, don't forget to like this video. If you have not already, like it, please. Thank you. It helps me very much. It's free. You don't have to pay for a like. A like is $0.00. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and visit straight from the A.com. I'm out.